let's look at the why Shuli stinks and Carl doesn't scale. Today is an extension of episode 1, Branding, Marketing 101. Carl is obviously a professional. He comes from the world of marketing. But Shuli, as we discussed last time, has 9 and 2.5 shows on the Shuli network that are just the Miserable Men, but under a different name. And really, I guess the BS show has become the more popular of the shows on the Shuli network because they do that they do that almost every day of the week in the morning. And is there even a regular time for Miserable Men? But anyways, the reason I say it should be Miserable Men and not BS or Freddie Mercury or Road Stories, they're all the same goddamn show. Fuck you, Shuli, goddamn idiot marketing moron. What it should be is something that the Stern Show fans, well, former Stern Show fans, will recognize, and you could help win them back, or to a new ear, to someone who hasn't heard the Miserable Men before. The audience would say, who are these miserable men? Why are they so miserable? I want to check this out. Or, I'm a miserable man. What's up with these miserable men? Maybe I'll get along with them. Maybe I agree with them. I want to check this out. But no, you did not choose that. I don't know why you didn't choose the miserable men to rebrand the Shuli show, because there was a kind of, sort of, not really half-assed rebranding of the Shuli Show channel to the Shuli Network. That's not really rebranding. You changed the wrong word there, buddy. It should have been the Miserable Men Network to appeal to this wider audience who is familiar with the name or may not be familiar with you guys. Instead, you chose something esoteric, like the Shuli Network. And I am sorry to say, Shuli, you are esoteric. You spent 16 years celebrity adjacent on the Howard Stern show, but you are not a star. You were never a star. You don't sell tickets. I don't have the Kevin Brennan drop, but Shuli don't sell tickets. Who did sell tickets? Beetlejuice sold the tickets. Ronnie the limo driver sold the tickets. Shuli was just there. And this became obvious in Pottstown as well, because Shuli could not sell tickets to his own show. There were 200 plus people who showed up for the sideshow Perry Carvello, and less than 20 people showed up for Shuli's own show. Let's hear a firsthand experience from Bobcat, who was in the audience that night.
Everyone came to see Perry, basically.
Everyone.
Yeah, there were a lot of Perry Caravello fans there. Okay. Apparently, when he came out, he got like a standing ovation.
Yes,
right.
Like 10 minutes,
people were going
nuts.
Crying. Yeah, yes. They crying on stage with his own. Yeah. Like he's like, wow, because they flew him out from California. From what I heard and what I read in the
they didn't even fly out their producers. They made them drive.
There were a lot of people who didn't know what Uncle Rico was. They didn't realize that people are going to be ripping on Stuttering John, which is nuts. People were like, "Well, Stuttering John, why are we talking about that?"
Just completely unaware of the actual show they're attending. They came for the sideshow.
In my opinion, it was probably
Beetlejuice again, Ronnie again.
People who yes,
he's that big.
What was that percentage again?
Yes,
he's that. They're just for Perry Caravello.
In my opinion, it was probably 85% Perry
85.
People. Who? Yes,
he's that big.
In this crowd, yes. Like I said, it was
he's
only
about
8
inches, Carl.
And
that's all right, though. I mean, that's a lot of people. It's a big room is the problem.
Oh,
too many people.
I'm not saying it was
a number of people.
We'll get into that room on another episode.
The PCL shirts or the shirts with his address on them, or the pickle and signs, and a couple people dressed as him. But I like, wow. Again, I'm not ripping anybody, but really, I don't think people like. All right, so then Cardiff went into the squeegee joke. Nobody knew what it was except me. I'm saying, and
no one knew what the main event of this show was.
Freebird, but,
it wasn't even an event.
Really knew
the sideshow was the event.
Said, the majority of people were there for Perry. There were a couple Uncle Rico people. Like I know all the people, so like I was enjoying myself, except for the delay and then whatever.
And especially the whatever. Bobcat has so much more to say about the whatever. He's the one that B Dabbler El Horrible is checking in with on the poster gate, and there has been no movement. The posters were never made up. Oh, I forgot a big detail of DabbleCon 2024. VIP ticket holders will get a Pottstown signed poster. Would have been funny if I would have said it where I was supposed to, but now it's just kind of there. So, all these reasons are why Carl is a marketing professional. His show continues to grow. Who Are These Podcasts airs twice a week, getting more viewers, more listeners every single week. The Creep Off does not follow the Who Are These branding, but it is a show that tells you what it is. By creeps, for creeps, about creeps. All creeps involved there over at the Creep Off. Whereas Who Are These Socials? Carl is just very noble in showing how inferior of a host he is to Blind Mike as that show continues to gain steam and find its groove. Meanwhile, Shuli gets the grade of Gary the Conqueror in marketing for just throwing to the wayside a recognizable brand that he was able to finagle away from SiriusXM to get just a brand that no one gives a fuck about. No one. Sorry, Shuli. But that is the end of our Why Shuli Stinks and Carl Doesn't segment.